What up, world? New episode Tech File coming your way. We have more NFL divisions to preview. We have a little NBA free agency question to ask. What's most likely to happen with some of the remaining guys on the market? Plus, some injury news in WWE that actually might be real. So we're going to talk about all of this and more on this week's episode of Tech File.
Hit him hard, let's go. Red T-E-C-K, run it back like where's my replay? Got it all in the mix, no DJs. Said it's hard in the game like he did. What's the late me? Spitting real talk for the entertainment. All the podcasts stand the game up and they get smacked back down like a WrestleMania. Tell them that they better get their nose ready at a home city. You know, get a box even on the low setting. And you know what you say, so we never gotta get tight than everybody else. They should get ready. Ain't nobody else doing this like I. Better keep them cameras and microphones hot, cause this one's a vibe. Gotta run this race with my tribe. Going live with the pie. Do it like there's no tomorrow. Came to my ear later. Shout out to my point guard. We about to hit him hard. Got him throwing in the tap. Tell the red blow the whistle. This is technical five.
Welcome to episode 402 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, Timkinz, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Catch 'em, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. How y'all go? How do's it?
How do's it?
I've been trying to switch it up a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I am the RJ.
Only known as?
I am the RJ.
And I'm
The
Camille,
RJ.
point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, holding it down for all the women who love sports. Not with us this week is Kay Harris, the gentleman.
Legit.
Thoughts, prayers to everyone in the greater Milwaukee area affected by the recent flooding. I know my family is still working out our own situation. I am so tired. Do y'all know how heavy it is to carry waterlogged items out of a basement while also being actively grossed out that you're dealing with sewage? It's
It's humbling.
super humbling.
Yeah.
And I took some of the best showers I've ever taken before after dealing with those basements. So to everyone else who's also going through it, thinking of y'all, prayers, and hopefully y'all insurance companies ain't on the same BS that my family's insurance companies on. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about NFL. Last week we started our NFL previews, going over the NFC East, NFC or AFC North. No, the North. AFC North, NFC North last week. This week it's about the East.
E.
Then we got a couple little wrestling questions. I mentioned injury news that's come up. Predicting WrestleMania 42 title matches, and then some NBA questions here as well. So we have a lot to get into. So before we do that, need to remind y'all to make sure you're following Tech File on all the various social media platforms at Technical File, TECKNICALFOUL on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Technical File Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. On the YouTube side of things, make sure you subscribe, like up the videos, drop comments. All of those things are free ways to help the algorithm so more people can find the show as well.
For sure.
So make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all do that. We got Shaolin in the comments. He said he's glad that we're safe. Shoot. Same, brother. Same.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we start with the NFL? East. Y'all want to start AFC or NFC?
Let's go AFC.
AFC. All right, let's get to it. The AFC East, a division in which Buffalo Bills have run it for quite some time now. Do you have a big question about this team or this division as a whole? Because my big question when I think about the AFC East, first and foremost, it's just kind of what I hinted towards, which is, can anyone challenge the Bills for the division? Buffalo has won the last 5 years. They're looking for year number 6 on top of the division. And my question for the whole division is, can Buffalo do it again? Anyone else got any big questions around the division or particular teams?
To answer your question, I would say yes. But it's interesting because this division is set up kind of weird. Like the way the teams are set up is kind of weird. Like on paper, some of these squads should be bangers. Like, but we also know like New England has a lot of good players. To be fair,
I think
like a lot more than people give them credit for.
Yeah.
The Jets have a pretty good amount as well, but when you see them play, it's kind of like, the fuck is going on here? Like New England, you know, they've been trying to figure it out since time and what's the name left? Coach Belichick. But so understandable for them. Like they're adding pieces, they're trying to figure out their system, what players work, what they don't, what young players are they going to build around. So New England, I get it, but they still got a nice amount. Buffalo, honestly, I feel like it's Josh Allen. It's just like, if you really look at that squad, like they got a good defensive line. Their offensive line is shaky, like it's questionable. Their receiving core is questionable. They tight ends, they like questionable. Like,
but it's Josh Allen.
Cook is nice. So you got Cook and Josh Allen on offense.
Yeah.
Everything, even the offensive line is like, no, their bookends on their offensive line is what keeps them alive. Because they're the right tackle and they left tackle are some of the best in the league. But the interior of the line is okay shaky. So it's like them two is keeping Josh upright for sure. And in the middle, y'all just got to hold it down long enough. We'll get the running back to kind of pop in, chip in, shit like that. But
isn't it? But that's the crazy part about Buffalo. It's like the offense is Josh Allen. Like,
it is Josh Allen.
Like that's offense, and it's hard to stop him because he is that good. Like it reminds me of the conversations around Aaron Rodgers, where it was like, do he really need top end wide receivers when he has like this much talent and this and that? Like he makes these receivers look so good, but as we've learned in time, like he had some good receivers along the way here, even though they weren't high draft picks, they were good receivers despite people thought about them. And for Buffalo, like again, it's Josh Allen being who he is and being so dynamic and really making that offense go.
Mm-hmm. My question was more so, can Miami stay healthy enough to give Buffalo an issue to compete for this division? I asked that because
who that quarterback is. No,
yeah, but it's not just the quarterback. That's the problem. Like when they had the running backs, when they was doing pretty well, but the running backs have injury histories. And you got Achane. Achane is nice, but he's a smaller, faster running back. But injuries can start to happen. Tua injuries starting to happen. Waddle injuries be happening. Reek injuries be happening. So it's like.
And honestly, Reek might not even be there long with some of the talk that's going on out of Buffalo or out of Miami.
And then you got Darren Waller. You don't know what the fuck he want to do. Like, he there. But on paper, Achane, Tua, Waddle, and Reek is going to light, and Waller will light your ass up regularly. So it's like, that's why I said this division is weird, because it's like the teams are made up to compete against each other, it feels like, but not necessarily the league. Does that make sense? Like, we're built to compete in our division, to win the division, but not necessarily anything outside of it. Because we're just enough to get over the teams here, but not necessarily anybody that's really finna compete.
I mean, Buffalo.
Oh yeah, Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo. But the only team that Buffalo can't seem to compete with is Kansas City Chiefs. And that's been their Achilles heel, but within their division, like they should continue to roll. And Miami is so weird to me in certain ways because it's like 2 years ago, this offense was
unstoppable,
one of the best
with the same
entire league. And then last year, it just
people get old real quick in the NFL, and like they get figured out. So
that part
back to your drawing board.
So it's like, will they be able to do something different this upcoming year? Like, yeah, you need Tua healthy first and foremost in Miami. But that offensive line is still a little shaky.
And like, I think it's always been a problem with Miami where it's like, I feel like they built their team like an NBA team where it's like, if we get enough stars, we can be great. And it's like, you don't build out the depths. You don't start in the trenches and work your way out. Like, it's always like, let's go grab Tyreek. Let's get more speed on the outside.
Jalen Ramsey.
We gotta find our quarterback. Like it's always chasing those things and not really starting at like the foundational pieces of your roster.
And then when they had Larry, they traded him. Like a guy like that.
So
it's like when they are kind of clicking, it's like it's a very like it's a finely tuned, like it's like a car. It's like very finely tuned, but if like one thing is removed from that, like the whole thing just falls apart.
Yeah.
Then that's the question. Who has the best offense in the division? Because like we just talked about, like my initial gut instinct is to just say Buffalo. Because they consistently produce on the back of Josh Allen. But when you look at
Allen,
right, but we look at skill positions and whatnot, like what Miami has, it's intriguing. I wouldn't go for the Jets in this conversation for best offense. They have some interesting pieces, but
they
not
have
the best. And then you got New England that's still kind of building around Drake May at this point. So I wouldn't put them in the conversation, but is it wild to say Buffalo does have the best offense though, even though the skill positions ain't necessarily top tier, but it's all just ran by Josh Allen?
That's why my argument was Miami, but when I was going through the teams, I was really looking at like the Jets' offensive line is the best one in the division. Mm-hmm. They're three interior,
solid,
especially Elijah Vera Tucker. Like their interior linemen, center, both guards in the center are good for them, which helps Breece Hall. You need that. Then you have keeps Justin Fields, who's going to probably be running a lot more upright, which also opens up for Garrett Wilson. So it's like the Jets offensively could make some noise. The second best receiver is Allen Lazard still, but that's why I was like, I stopped where I stopped at.
That's that part.
Right, I stopped that for a reason. That's why I said the offensive line for the Jets more so helps their offense because everybody else's offensive line is real shaky, real inconsistent. But the skill player, and you still have the Hall and the Garrett Wilson. Shit. But I like I said, for me, it's hard to argue with Reek, Tua, Waddle, and Waller.
Yeah,
it's really is like all of them upright week 1 through 4. I expect them to put out some numbers.
If they make out the preseason.
And the preseason.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see too how the season kind of just plays out in that way. Because if Keon Coleman can take another step for Buffalo as a receiver, James Cook looks like his hold in out is kind of over. He's practicing again with the team. And I know they have that other running back, Davis, whose first name is escaping me, who they liked a lot. And when Cook was out last year at times, like,
Ray Davis.
So Ray Davis, yeah. So I was like, they got some pieces there that can take another step this upcoming season. We just haven't seen them do it yet.
Yeah, because even Dawson Knox, they was high on him, and then they even shunned what's the name, the other tight end that they had to the side. Like, hey, we got Dawson now, and then even Dawson kind of became a bit of a liability. They're like, we're gonna do this tight end by like whoever the fuck catch the ball. Like the whole team, and now whoever catch that motherfucker run.
Okay, let's flip to the other side of the ball. Best defense in the AFC East. I'm going with Buffalo, but I would like to say I think that New England is going to be one of those defenses this year where you like, dang, they took a leap, because we know they had a whole bunch of money this offseason and they spent like they had a whole bunch of money. They added to every position along that defense that they could to try to bolster it. And they already got some guys over there that showed talent last year, like Christian Gonzalez. And you pair Carlton Davis with him now, you got a pretty good cornerback tandem. They got Milton Williams from the Eagles over there now. Like, they got some names on that defense where after, let me make sure I got this right. They ranked 21st last year in defense. I can see them finishing top 15, maybe even top 10 this upcoming season. But right now, I'm going to still say the best defense in the division is Buffalo until otherwise proven.
I just changed my answer to New England.
Oh, you going for okay?
Yeah, because like I said, the Buffalo Bills, the biggest thing for their defense, remember they lost a lot of players last year. But the biggest thing for their defense is their defensive line. So they picked up Joey Bosa. So on your line, you got Greg Russo on one end, Bosa on the other end, and then Ed Oliver in the middle.
And they drafted a lot of defense this year too.
So that was a good pickup. You also still got Matt Milano and Shaq Thompson at linebacker. So they're older, but they're still consistent. They're still good guys. So that's their line. But then I was looking at New England line. Milton Williams, who's always been really solid.
Yeah.
Like you said, they picked up Christian Barrymore. Now they got Robert, and they still have Robert Spillane with Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, and then the safeties is still Jabril Peppers and Kyle Ducker.
Yeah,
their secondary and their defensive line, the two things that you need to coexist together, are phenomenal. I think, and New England was in a lot of scrappy games last year. Like, they weren't getting blown out necessarily. Like, the offense was having more so the issue, but they were staying close in a lot of these games last year, I feel like. I know you said they were like 23rd or something like that, but
yeah, scoring defense, yeah.
As far as like the games that I remember seeing, I don't think I've seen too many blowouts from there. Like, I feel like they were in a lot of closer games last year, and adding some of the players that they've added this offseason can kind of help turn the tide in some of those. But yeah, I like what they did on defense. Truly.
I had to just go and double check the schedule. They got blown out by they lost 24-3 to the Jets. They lost 30-13 to the Niners. They lost 41-21 to the Texans. They lost 32-16 to the Jags. 34-15 to the Dolphins. 30-17 to the Cardinals. 40-7 to the Patriots or the Chargers.
I mean, some of these have been 2 touchdown games, but 40%.
Yeah, but that was those are the biggest margins of.
That's about what 5-6 games out of the 17. So the rest of them is pretty.
So the rest of them were close.
And what they did this offseason, I'm like, they might be able to flip a couple of those close ones. They might be able to flip.
It's like a third day.
I feel you, but shit, if you get 2/3 of your schedule where you win that motherfucker, you might eke some wins out.
I mean, I think one thing that does help the Patriots this upcoming year is that they do have a quote unquote easier schedule, so to speak, just because of where they finished last year. But we're going to see again. I think they are a unit that's ripe for improvement this upcoming year, but I can't crown them until I see it. But I will say this about Buffalo's defense, because when I was doing the research on it, it made mention of the fact that last year, part of what helped boost the Bills' defense was the fact that they were just able to create so many turnovers. They had the 3rd best turnover rate on defense. They had 32 total turnovers, but they struggled on 3rd down. They finished 32nd, so last in opponent 3rd down passing conversion rate.
Oh, nigga, you now I know I got it. Ain't worry about it, my boy. We got this.
So again, like the things that they did this offseason try to add to their defense should shore them up in those areas, but we're gonna have to just wait and see how that continue to goes. I see Triple T in the comment hit you with a hashtag TimStat. We ain't seen TimStat in a while, so he had to hit you with one. I believe about the Patriots. Okay.
But
predicting. Go ahead, E.
I was just gonna say, can you imagine being like a fan of the Jets or the Jets or the Dolphins, and it's just like you finally get rid of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and you think, okay, it's our time, we can compete for the division, and just Josh Allen and the Bills run off 5 straight.
Hey, dog.
Can we get some of this, please? Like,
I mean, shit, Miami had a chance. They fucked that off.
Yeah, and I mean, again, last year injuries was like the real big story for them. So we'll see how healthy they can stay this year. But I don't know. It just something in Miami just don't feel right to me right now. So when looking at how the division might finish, I will say this: I did not finish my actual record predictions. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna spin the block on the record predictions. But
so why don't we do the record predictions as a whole? Because I think we kind of did some last week too. So like, why don't we just do them as a whole, like at the end of all of it?
Because we ain't talking about all of them at that time no more. But I'm gonna spin the block on it. I'm gonna spin the block on the records. But I think that the order that the division finishes for the AFC East this upcoming year is Buffalo, New England, New York, and then Miami. Something in Miami don't feel right. This feels like a year in Miami where it's the last year we see things as they have been. Yeah.
Dude, that's a bad sign for Mike McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever his name is.
Sam love him. That's her favorite coach outside of Tomlin.
That's who's favorite coach?
Sam.
Oh, I can see why. He's fun.
He like quirky looking and shit. She be cracking up with him on the side. She be saying hella memes with him and shit. She be, so I think my coach. I'm like, dog, of all the coaches,
he's very memeable.
Yeah, he has hella memes. She be cracking me up.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Tim?
What about I got? Let me go back. Hold on. Flip it over. I know I have Buffalo, Miami, New England, and New Jersey.
So I
don't trust the offense, nor do I trust the Jets defense. No, the Jets offense. I don't trust neither one of their. I trust the other two teams' offense more than the other.
Okay. And then for Miami, you don't have the same concerns I seem to have about them figuring this out in this last year. I feel like Tyreek Hill is not finishing the year in Miami. The line question. So, like, you think Miami's going to have a bounce back year, so to speak?
I think Tyreek, yes. I think the contingency on if Tyreek is going to stay or not depends on how well Miami plays. If they get off to a hot start, this shit'll be quiet. If they end up having a shitty season, he's gone in the offseason. But if they start off hot and they kind of maintain and they put some foot on their some necks a little bit in the beginning, it'll be quiet.
Is he mad about money?
I'm not even
going to change like he done in Miami. He had a tweet came out before along the lines of "fuck this shit, yeah, I'm good, let me out of here," and then turn around.
Because when they lost, he had all the reactions about it, and that's when he kind of made his trade request in the media. And then, like, some weeks went by, then he was kind of like, "I'm sorry, y'all. I was acting out of, emotions were high. I shouldn't have said all that.
I just needed a Snickers."
Yeah, I love Miami. Just give me a Snickers and I'm good. But now it's like,
I was just hungry.
Now it's the noise has picked up again of like, well, he might not be there for much longer. So we'll keep an eye on that going forward. But we'll see how the AFC East shakes out, but ultimately it seems like we're in agreement that Buffalo is the team to beat in that division. Let's head to the NFC East. Philly, Washington, Dallas, New York. One of the more popular divisions in the NFL, one could say.
The most.
What is your big question about a team in the NFC East or the division as a whole? Because for me, I wonder if the Washington Commanders end up being like the 2024 version of the Packers or Texans, where it's like in 23, both of those teams kind of came out of nowhere. They surprised folks. They were like, man, they're going to be really good next year. We expect big things of them to continue to build on what they already have established. And then the Packers still won 11 games last year, but people kept saying a step back. We expected more. We wanted more out of them. Same with the Texans. They made the playoffs. We still wanted more out of Houston. You can talk about injuries affecting all that, so on and so forth. But I do wonder if the same thing happens with Washington after a surprise year. Like now it's a year of film on you. Teams can scout. Like, what does it look like for you? How do you respond to also having a tougher schedule coming up? So that's my question for the NFC East.
Yeah, I think that's a valid question. Like, I think they're prime regression candidate of all the teams that kind of came out of nowhere last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of had like I'm not going to say it was like a everything went right kind of year, but it definitely was much closer to that end of the spectrum than the other one. So it's like if things just like if your luck is like, a 6 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10, like that can be the difference in, like 4 or 5 games that you won last year that you could lose this year. So I think it's a valid question. I don't know, like I know people are always saying like Jaden Daniels, like it's kind of like, what can you do for an encore, or is this going to be like a sophomore slump? Like, it's a lot of things kind of up in the air with that. But also, I could see them making their jump, So, there are only 2 ways to go from here. Like, you can't plateau. You're either going down or you're going up. So, we'll see.
We gonna see. We gonna see with them. But, like, it should be fun to watch Washington this upcoming year. I'm looking forward to it. What questions y'all got for the division or a team?
Wait, I was gonna say.
Well, I was gonna say mine kind of dovetails with yours, which is like, is this the year that we finally get a repeat winner in the division? Like, can the Commanders keep that streak going? Can the Cowboys come back and win it after a down year last year? The Giants, I'm not too hopeful, but like just to kind of put a bow on it, like the last team to repeat in the NFC East was the Eagles in 2004.
Yeah. Can the Eagles do it again? Well, yeah, since they were the last team to do it, because they won the East last year. I think they can.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles can definitely repeat in this division. They have lost a lot of talent on that defense, but I think they did a pretty decent job of restocking the cupboard. It's just unproven talent to a certain degree on that side of the ball. So, like, can they do it? I think this is one of the teams that has one of the better shots to do so in the East so far, since you said the last repeat champion was what, 04 or something?
So the Eagles won it 2001 through 2004, and since then we have not had a repeat winner.
Over 20 years.
Yep.
I will say, to answer your question, Camille, I do feel like Washington will have that, because you have a year of everybody game planning now.
Right.
Last year you caught everybody by surprise. This year now you have, I'm a game plan for that running. I'm a game plan for Terry McLaurin, even though he's asking for money or out. I think he asked for a trade. Then you still have, so then now you put Deebo Samuels over there, but you asking him to kind of refine the form that he had in San Francisco like 2 years ago. Yeah, through injury, through age, stuff like that, wear and tear. Like, you want him to kind of dial it back. And in this offense, if Terry's there with Brian Robinson and Daniels, then yeah, I think Deebo could, because you still got Zach Ertz too. So like the offensive side, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Like,
and don't forget they added Laramie Tunsil too on the line.
Yeah, left tackle. So offensively, you got your tackle, you got your center, you got your right guard for Washington. So you got 3 of the 5 that is good. Your right tackle and your left guard are okay. Like, they're not proven, but you got somebody next to them to help them. In essence, that is good.
Yes.
On top of your running game, for your quarterback and your running back, with Zach Ertz, F1 and Deebo, and they got Michael Gallup too. They might be, they gonna give Philly a problem, but Philly's the offense is just as damn. It's still good. It's still just as good. So I think they'll run into the wall to answer your question. I think that we won't have a Philly won it last year, right?
Philly won last year.
We will have a repeat with Philly for yours. Just because I feel like that team is still well coached. It's still a lot of continuity is still there. Though they lost pieces, they've kind of plugged, like you said, Camille, they kind of plugged the hole with some of them. They just, you got to figure out if they actually fit or not. But they still got both the rookie corners from last year who played phenomenally. They still got a couple pieces, especially, like I said, not even going on the defensive side. Just on the offensive end, you still got a decent line. You still got Saquon. You still got A.J. Brown. You still got Smith. You still got Jalen. Like, you still got what's the other one over? Is the other Ertz over there still too?
I don't think so.
No, he's in Arizona. Fuck, the tight end over here.
I feel like you did that last year too. I'm pretty sure he was in Washington the last time we checked.
Yeah, Zach Ertz is in Washington, but then there's another Ertz brother that's in Arizona, I thought. But no, who's the fuck? Goddard, Dallas Goddard.
Yes,
Goddard is still good. So Philly, like I said, to your point, I think Philly are running back. To your point, I think that Washington is going to run into the wall. To my point, if they go run into walls and they run into each other, is this finally the boys' year? Is it finally their year?
I feel like this is just your way of Trojan horse.
Right. You just want to troll. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to figure it out because you hear it every year. So I'm just trying to figure out if they run into each other over there in Philly and Washington. You ain't worried about New York. Is it Texas year?
One could say. Dallas was another team that injuries really changed the outcome of their season last year. You get Dak back healthy, you get Diggs back healthy, you get a lot of other pieces back healthy. They should compete. So is it their year?
Brian Schottenheimer though, didn't they?
Yeah. So that's the part where it's like, is it their year? I don't know. Should they be better than last year? Yes. And that's where I'm at with Dallas. They should be better than they were last year, but I don't know what that equates to in a division with Philly. And even if Washington takes a step back, they could still be better than Dallas.
Yes.
So it's like I don't really know what to make of Dallas, especially too because the Micah Parsons thing is happening. And he kind of wants out. We'll see what happens along the lines here, but some turmoil in Dallas, which
that's mainly with the Parsons thing. Like I'm sure that's sending waves through the entire organization with how all of that's just being handled in and out in public and shit like that. And then Jerry standing 15 toes down on the shit. Like this motherfucker been wilding, my boy.
For life. If
there's one thing Jerry Jones doesn't stand for, it's an uppity Negro. So
yeah.
Okay. Best offense in the NFC East. What y'all thinking?
I got Philly still.
Okay. That's fair. I think that's fair.
What was that? 31-15? I got Philly because their offensive line still holds Lane Johnson, Dickerson, and Jordan Mailata.
Didn't one of them get hurt?
I think Dickerson or Johnson, one of the two got hurt. But
okay, well, go ahead.
I don't think it's the whole year though. I think it might be just it might be a temporary thing. But them three are the best in the division easily. Not even at their position. Not even questions asked, and they all on the same team still for Saquon and Jalen Hurts, giving them both time either to find a hole or find a man downfield. And with that, again, you still have AJ Brown, who's a monster, Devin Smith, and Dallas Goedert. Like, I'm gonna go with Philly. Still. I'm gonna keep it with Philly. Their right guard is highly questionable. Questionable. Sure, right guard. Who is this nigga? But they're gonna figure it out the rest of the way. So I got Philly.
I get it. I understand it. I think I might lean Washington. We already kind of touched on the why behind Washington. But again, like even if there is a step back for the Commanders, they won 12 games last year. So a step back for them could still be 10 wins and wild card or whatever the case may be for them. I just like what they did this offseason, solidifying the offensive line a bit with that Tunsil move, getting him from Houston, adding Debo, another year with Jaden Daniels in the system, understanding the NFL, getting back. Like that offense, especially if Terry is cool and he ends up staying there, like they got something that they can put some pressure on opposing defenses. So I think I'm gonna go with Washington, but I think Philly is more than acceptable as like the right answer for this particular question. Best defense. Does anyone think it's not Philly?
It's Philly.
I was gonna say you searching for him.
I'm reading my notes and then I'm looking at something. I'm like, no, it's Philly. It's Philly. Because I try to go by levels. Just like, okay, you guys are weak at the linebacker spot, but if your trenches is cold and your secondary cold, your linebackers can be okay and still get the fuck by. Yeah. Just ain't stopping the run like that. But if your line sucks and your secondary cold, but your linebackers is okay, y'all niggas might give up a whole bunch of motherfucking yards on top of everything, like across the damn board. But Philly they still got
Jalen Carter.
Yeah, they
Jordan
still got
Davis,
Nolan Smith, Zach Bond, Keenan Mitchell. You still got Cooper DeJean. You still got Blankenship at safety.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Like they still got some heavy hitters over there on that defense, even though they lost like 5 guys that were in their defensive rotation.
Gardner Johnson got hurt for the year.
You said who got hurt?
CJ Gardner Johnson.
Oh yes. But didn't they say he might be back later on?
I seen the initial report that he was fucked up. So I thought that they were talking about he was gone for the year, but they may have been one. I haven't seen any subsequent reports, but it may be one up there.
But yeah, I think it's
still.
He tore ACL, so I'm sure he's done.
He's done for the year. He go. And he's old. He's like 30. He's in his 30s too, ain't he?
He's on the Texans now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It happened during a scrimmage.
Yeah, I know it happened during scrimmage, but we talking about the Eagles. He on the Texans.
And I had mentioned CJ at some losing because you were talking about losing the players. You they lost players. I said they brought CJ. But yeah, no, Philly's still gonna be a problem for sure.
No, I agree. I mean, listen, to spoil the next question here, I think Philly wins the division again. I mean, we kind of already said it when Eric asked the question, like, will we finally get a repeat divisional winner? I think that's the case. I think we go Philly, Dallas, Washington, New York. I am sorry, Russell Wilson, and everything that y'all got going on in New York right now. I'm just not buying it yet. There is still more that they need to add to. Although the defense is kind of interesting. Like they have been investing in their defense, especially along the line with Dexter Lawrence and everyone else they have over there. Thibodeau, like they got some guys over there where it's like defensively that's probably going to be the bread and butter of the Giants this upcoming season, but I don't think that's still going to be good enough. So they finished last in the East this upcoming year, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you on finishing last in the East. They do got some bodies, like you were saying, though.
They do.
On the defense, like Abdul Carter, the first early pick in the draft. Brian Burns from Carolina, that whole thing from Hard Knocks and shit. Goofy motherfuckers. Boy. But yeah, they don't D-tackle, man. No Will, no Sam. They still got Bobby Okereke over there. Yeah, good line. Really good. He's a really good line. I like it. Michael McFadden. They got Paulson Adebo. He's cool at corner. And then they got Javon Holland. So they have
Javon Holland is nice.
Yeah, Javon's nice too. So
they got pieces over there. It's just they're still not there yet. They're not there yet.
Yeah, they're still figuring it out.
What's your order of operations in the NFC East?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's Philly, Washington, Dallas, and Giants.
That makes sense. Like I said before, when we get into our preview the week before games actually start, I can't think of the date off the top of my head. So I think our first September show it is. We'll go through our wild card predictions and Super Bowl predictions and all that type of stuff there. So we're not spoiling it at the moment of if we think there will be more than one team to make the playoffs from these divisions, but just our order of operations on how we think that they'll actually finish in the division. So next week, we're going to just keep moving around the compass here and hit those South teams. So AFC South, NFC South next week. But yeah, right now we're gonna talk a little. Let's talk a little basketball because basketball. This is the dead period of the NBA. But Eric, I thought that you had a really interesting question, and we've gotten schedule news. The NBA schedule comes out in its entirety on Thursday of this week. We've already had certain things leak about this upcoming schedule, like the Christmas Day game. So I want to know from y'all, from Tim, from Eric, from all y'all in the comments as well, your thoughts on the NBA schedule, and if you're more interested in watching the NBA Christmas or the NFL Christmas, because we know the NFL has already decided that Christmas is going to be their day too. But this year it actually falls on a Thursday, so it actually makes a little bit more sense for the NFL to be playing since Thursday Night Football is a thing. But here's the NBA Christmas Day slate. Y'all can give me your yays or boos if you're interested in these matchups here. You kick it off with the New York Knicks at the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Boo. It's gonna be a good game, but boo.
That's switched around, right? Like
Or
it's
Cleveland at New York.
New
Yeah, it's normally at the Garden. And those, it should be also noted, those are the only two Eastern Conference teams playing on Christmas.
Oh wait, go back. Yay.
That
Kinda
makes sense. Again, like I guess from the NBA's perspective, it's like we can't do Boston. I mean, you can, but Boston's probably going to be also ran.
We can't do more.
Bucks, who knows if they'll still have Giannis at that point? Like I think he'll still be
They
here.
will.
But from that perspective, there's uncertainty there. You've got Orlando, that's not sexy. You've got Atlanta, that's not sexy. Although Trey in the Garden is kind of something, but they have
Trey
to.
Garden is
I think. Indiana probably would be since they're the reigning Eastern Conference champions, but Kyrie burns out. So like Cleveland, I think is a sure bet that they'll at least have a good record at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They have Spider, they have a young star Mobley. Like I guess I get it. Because otherwise, you would have just had a Western Conference team in that spot, and that would look really bad. So I get it; it's disappointing, but I understand.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I will say this though: I think Giannis is still alone enough. Your point was, who knows if he's on the team? I think that he will be, but I can get the NBA being a little like, well, we don't know that, so we ain't gonna do it
next week. Then it's like we've already scheduled this thing, and now we have a shitty team because the Bucks without Giannis is
not good at all.
I would say lottery. They don't even have their pick. So,
but yeah. But I will tell you this: a Christmas Day matchup with Giannis versus Wemby would have been fantastic. I will throw that one out there as another Eastern Conference matchup that would have been interesting, but it wouldn't have been East versus East. You would have needed it to be against one of them Western Conference teams. So that is what it is. But instead of the Spurs playing against the Bucks, they will be playing against the Thunder on Christmas Day. Are y'all here for the Thunder at the Spurs?
Yay.
So it's a Wemby showcase.
I know that's right. Wemby versus Chet. Let's see it. Then you have Golden State against the Dallas Mavericks in Golden State.
This one I didn't get at first because I'm like Dallas, like they. Like, they're starting. Well, yeah, but they're starting the Cooper Flag push early. Like that's
because Kyrie's not there. I think because Kyrie's not there for the name.
Probably ain't gonna be there yet.
It's Cooper Flag.
Because I'm like Anthony Davis isn't enough to kind of move that needle, but like you said, it's kind of Clay coming back to Golden State, and again, they just want Cooper Flag in front of as many eyeballs as possible.
I mean, Cooper with Anthony Davis is a good combo.
I mean, yeah, and he's the star rookie right now. Like he's your first.
I mean, like star rookies don't typically get that spot. So
right on a team that should be good. So on top of that, like you have him there. Like even opening week, like we gonna get Coop opening week. ESPN national tip off with the Spurs. So like they gonna make sure that Cooper Flag is showcased throughout
17
the year.
a game, 16 a game this year.
I gotta think about it a little bit more. I'm not sure yet.
Because he's like an all-around guy, but he can shoot. He can shoot too. So it's
it's like also what's the role going to be on that team coming in as a rookie?
It's a lot of slashes, and he slashed a lot.
So he can do what he can do a little bit of
everything. To be fair,
I don't think he's a go-to scorer right away, but like 16, 17, like that's within the realm of possibility. But if it's like between 12 and 16, like I'll probably be like that's where I will put my money personally.
Yeah, could be on that lower end for sure. The fourth game we have on Christmas is the Houston Rockets at the Los Angeles Lakers. So you get a KD, LeBron.
That's gonna be a game, boy. I gotta see my boy. This is my boy last season, man.
Cool.
Chris. Who? I didn't say Clippers. I said Lakers.
I just said Clippers.
I said LeBron versus KD.
Yeah, you named the team. You named the cities and teams first. I thought when I heard LA, I thought you were going.
And then I said LeBron versus KD. That should be a fun one. Like in the NBA, you got to schedule the KD LeBron matchups early in the season so we can make sure we can get there.
No, they bullshit. They should have put the Clippers on this motherfucker for sure.
Over who?
I'll put them. Oh, they probably don't even have a game that. Well, they probably could have scheduled them a game that day. Shit, the Clippers versus Houston would have been a really good one. Clippers versus the Lakers would have been a good one. Clippers versus Minnesota could have been a good one, or Denver.
But who you taking out?
Of the four, I would probably drop Minnesota. Of the four, of the Lakers,
Western Conference.
You said what?
Yeah, where you go?
No, because then.
So they finished the Western Conference final. Like they was in the Western Conference finals last year.
I don't know.
Like that's taking Anthony Edwards off for Christmas. Like that's one of their young stars that they're trying to push.
I get it. It's just I don't know.
It's like leaving Braun Breaker off of WrestleMania. Like you're not gonna do that.
Hey, no,
it is a star showcase on Christmas.
Yeah,
and you have one for sure in Minnesota with Ant-Man.
You do, but you have a lot of them. I'm not even trying to sound like I'm defending the fucking Clippers, but shit, they have a lot of stars that day. Is this
like this? The Clippers don't have the stars that they're trying to market at this point. They have a bunch of old dudes, which they're trying to get away from. Sans LeBron and KD, because like they still move needle and step. But like if you notice, like all these teams have like young stars that are like going to be the guys for the next 5 to 7 years, as opposed to the guys that have been in the last 5 to 7 years.
Like I can see that too. Like I see Minnesota, and you got Denver as the pass. I guess maybe. I mean, Denver and Los Angeles and Golden State, like the old guys.
But again, like Steph, KD, LeBron, like you can look at, well, more so Steph and LeBron. KD is kind of. Who you expect is going to be good, and you have Amin Thompson, so that's the young star that they're kind of trying to push there.
And saying like Houston has KD, but they also have those young guys too around.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like Steph and LeBron, like you can look at the ratings, like those two more than anybody else in the league still push ratings. Like Warriors gonna do numbers. LeBron is always going to do numbers, so you're always gonna see those teams in like those high profile games as long as they're still doing it.
We didn't even mention Luka on the Lakers too, so like it's the Lakers.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. I said of the four, I was thinking of like shit. Well, maybe Minnesota. I mean, you are removing Ant, and that's the Western Conference final joint. It's just, I get it, I see it.
Looks like who knows how many. Like James Harden is pretty durable, but the rest of them, who knows how many of their stars are going to be playing in that game?
Yeah,
my Christmas, goddamn. Like a month into the season.
2 months in. Who there?
Like shit, them niggas are probably playing 15 games at that point. What the hell? That's funny, but you're not wrong.
So I mean that's just like the last game there was Minnesota at Denver. So like again, the Christmas Day slate for the NBA is the Cavaliers at the Knicks, the Spurs at the Thunder, the Mavericks at the Warriors, the Rockets at the Lakers, and the Timberwolves at the Nuggets. So that is your NBA Christmas Day slate that was just revealed, going up against the NFL slate, which is the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings, the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders, and then the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. And that game should be off the chain. Denver, boy,
hey, I told you they're gonna be my team to watch this shit. Them motherfuckers is on the way. I've always had an off and on relationship with Denver. My guy Troy loves them, but shout out to Troy. But
looking between these schedules, shout out to Minnesota, shout out to Dallas, and shout out to Denver, because y'all gonna have y'all NFL teams and y'all NBA teams playing on Christmas. Like
that's the NFL coming at the neck. Like that is, well, I mean, like obviously they didn't know the NBA slate at that point, but like Dallas, Washington, again, going to do numbers regardless of how good those teams are at that point in the season. Kansas City,
and that's
always going to get eyeballs.
Yep.
Minnesota, Detroit, like had a combined 5 losses last year.
Yeah.
I think one's like 13 or 14-3, the other was like 15-2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be some bangers. They be some good ass games. It's be some good ass games.
You know what I'm watching.
Eric's more interested in NBA slate of games. Clearly, that's his sport. He don't like the NFL. Tim, as someone who watches both and loves both, which slate of games are you more interested in?
Okay, so
I know
the New York game, so we're gonna chop that off. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do really want to see Houston, LA. I do really want to see Golden State, Dallas, and I do really want to see Oklahoma City, San Antonio. Would I be willing to miss Detroit, Minnesota for it? Yes. Not Dallas, Washington, which kind of sounds backwards because it's my division. But Denver, Kansas City, I got to see too, and I don't really care to see Denver versus Minnesota again. So yeah. Oh shit. It sounds like I'll do NBA over the NFL, but it's just I guess the time slots.
Yeah, I mean that's the order I set them is the order.
Right. That's I'm like I'm cool with missing the first one if I'm because then if I miss the first game or the first two games, then I'm probably watching Detroit, Minnesota. But if I want to watch OKC, San Antonio, Golden State, Dallas, and Lakers, Houston, I'm missing Dallas.
Let me get the times for you here. Okay, so NFL kicks off at noon.
Mm-hmm.
So at noon, you're gonna have the Cowboys at the Commanders.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm watching that first. New York are playing first too. I'm sure.
Yeah, and then on the NBA side, that will be the same time as Cleveland, New York, which starts at 11 a.m. All right. Then you're gonna have San Antonio and OKC start around 1:30 Central Time. So that game will still be going on, Dallas and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And then Detroit and Minnesota starts at 3:30 our time. So it'll be during the Spurs Thunder game, bleeding over into the Dallas Golden State game, which starts at 4 p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
So there's your overlap with that one. And then you're going to have the Broncos and the Chiefs at 7:15 Central Time, which goes right head to head with Houston Rockets and the LA Lakers that kick off at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Dang!
I was gonna say what I suspect is that you'll just be watching a bunch of second halves, but
well, I wasn't.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of flip flopping back and forth. Like, what you watching? Everything. Leave me alone.
Send the iPad up for the secondary show, and then the TV gets the big show.
The phone and the laptop. Yeah, we finna do something. We'll figure it out.
Shaolin said he's here for the NBA schedule over the NFL's for sure. Me personally,
right.
I'll be doing everything in my power to watch both, but it's also Christmas, so there's like family stuff to do. So like, how realistic is it for me to really be watching the games all day? Not very, but I think I'm a bit slightly more interested in NBA Christmas. I believe it was NFL Thanksgiving that I was really, really geeked about for their holiday slate.
But I mean, like, also you have to take into consideration where we'll be in the season at that point. Like, again, NBA will be just off the NBA Cup, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but we'll be like 2 months into the season, whereas like that's the stretch run for NFL. So
yeah,
I can imagine, like, I'm going to, like, imagining what the crowd was like. NFL is always going to win. Like, that's just the nature of things. But I could also see like that kind of swaying things too. But it also depends on like where these teams are in the standings. Because if it's like if Phillies run away with the NFC East, like maybe people will be like, oh, well, Cowboys stink, Washington can't catch up. If Packers or Bears. If that's like who's jockeying for 1-2, like maybe that's just like these two teams had a year from hell, so
it will be roughly around like 15, 16, week 15, 16, or 17 too. It'll be around there for the NFL.
Yeah. It was a Thanksgiving slate that I was more excited about for the NFL, which is Packers at Lions, Chiefs at Cowboys, and then Bengals at Ravens. That was the holiday where I was like,
Thanksgiving was the one. You made a point though, because it's gonna be Christmas. So where would I most likely be able to watch this shit? Like, at what point will I be able to literally sit down and just chill?
Watch. Exactly.
It'll be the noon slate and probably the latest fuck slate. That middle slate I'm probably missing, and those are the games I really want to see.
Yeah.
So it depends on where we at. If we here, cool. But we're more than likely gonna be moving around at that point.
Well, hopefully every house you visit has a TV on with
they do. And if they don't have it on, they're gonna put it on. Yeah. Hello.
Shaolin asks, how y'all feel about the Vikings hiring male cheerleaders?
That's not
I have no qualms.
Fun fact: one of us used to be a male cheerleader.
You said you used to be a male cheerleader? Is that what you just said? Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I can see you being a male cheerleader. Like, that makes so much sense to me.
I did it for the shoes. It was my freshman year at MSOE.
For shoes?
For shoes?
Like cheerleading shoes?
I was hooping. I was bored. And they was over there. And they was like, hey, all you got to do is hold these girls up and we'll give you free shoes. And you just come to the games and be like, yeah, hold them up, catch them, make sure they come back down. Hey, you don't need to flip. You don't need to do all of the extra shit. And we'll give you these free shoes. I was like, bet. So I was at the games. So yeah, freshman year, the basketball, since I got cool with like the basketball, I was like going to their practices and shit, working out with them and shit like that. So no, freshman year it was interesting.
I've let it interesting over here. He is sitting here like, what?
Hey, listen, I've led an interesting life. I've experimented and done things just to like, hey, for sure. But no, the cheerleading part was hilarious to me. For a while, someone took this to the grave because I didn't really say shit to nobody when I was doing it.
I know a lot of things about you, and I didn't think I could be surprised to learn anything more about your past or what you've done. But brother-in-law, let me tell you, that's a new one.
Yeah,
that's a new one. I did not know that story. Shaolin said that's called bribery, sir. What they did to you.
Actually, on my Facebook page, there's a picture of me at a family reunion picnic. I got these red pants on. Those are the cheerleading pants they gave me at MSOE with like a red hat on backwards and a white t-shirt. If you see that picture, those are the pants I had got when I was
I'm gonna go find it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna go find it after we finish up here.
That's going to Captain Morgan post. In the comments, go find that.
Right, go find that picture on.
I'll go to Captain Morgan post. I was like, is it in you?
Hey, yeah.
That's the captain in you.
All right, Eric, you got an NBA question for us as we we get ready to move on to wrestling.
There are 4 remaining. Sorry, you want to read the comment?
Sal wants to find the actual clip.
Oh, ain't no clips.
Ain't no clips.
That was the first time Tim was like, delete all that shit.
Bullshit, you halfway through the season, I'm like, yeah, I'm good on this shit. I done did my job.
You just wanted the shoes.
You come to the game. Nope. I did what I was supposed to do.
But moving on. There are 4 remaining restricted free agents in the NBA. You have Jonathan Kuminga with the Warriors. You have Josh Giddey with the Bulls. Cameron Thomas with the Nets, and Quentin Grimes with the Philadelphia 76ers. So, of those 4, what?
No, I'm listening. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Of those 4, I want you guys to give me the most likely for these 3 questions. Who's the most likely to secure a long-term deal with their team? Who's the most likely to take the qualifying offer? And who's the most likely to get traded?
Okay. Okay, so boom, check it, right? I think Josh Giddey is most likely to secure a long-term deal. Now, I know that him and the Bulls are far apart on what they want to pay. He wants 30 M's a year. The Bulls want to give him about 20 a year. I could see them meeting in the middle, 25, figuring it out. I think that Cam Thomas, and honestly, even Kuminga, but I only pick one. I'm going to go with Cam Thomas is most likely to take the qualifying offer, ball out, try to get paid again next year. The get traded one is interesting because, like, Kuminga fits there, but the thing is that everything I've seen says that the Warriors want to retain as much financial flexibility as they possibly can. And anything that's like a sign and trade with Kuminga to give him his new deal and get him somewhere else is going to hard cap the Warriors. And then they're going to have their hands tied behind their back on how they can build out their roster, and they lose that flexibility. So it's like, I don't know if that's really likely, but of those guys listed, I think he is the most likely to get traded, but I don't think it's a high likelihood it happens, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I agree with those picks.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, like with Kuminga specifically, but restricted free agency in general, it's like it's such a lose-lose for pretty much everybody involved. Like you create this acrimony with the player because you go through this protracted negotiation where you're probably telling them they aren't as valuable to you as they think that they are, but you're also not then allowing them to go out and get the deals that they want. And like in this day and age, like nobody has cap space. So one team has cap space, and that's the Brooklyn Nets, which sucks for you, Cam Thomas. But like they're also not playing
Cam Thomas.
But they're not planning to use it for a restricted free agent. So like that's off the table functionally. So it's like because imagine Kuminga coming back into that locker room now. Like he's just gonna be like, I'm trying to do my however much longer I got here, and I'm out. So he's not gonna be invested. He's probably gonna be pouting. He probably gonna like be disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
And like apparently coming out of all this is like Kerr really don't mess with him anyway. Which has been pretty evident. But like that's the big. I think that and getting paid obviously is like the biggest part of him wanting to leave. It's just like he wants to go to an organization that believes in him. Mm-hmm. Cam Thomas like is chirping back at reporters for just saying, "Here's how you're seen around the league." Like how is that? It's just it creates bad feelings all around. Like I would love. Like I get why it exists, and I get why NBA owners are probably hesitant to let it go. But I would really like to see restricted free agency either change or just be done away with completely.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that, especially now with the aprons, I don't think there's a pathway for restricted free agents to really cash in. Like I do wonder if we see more qualifying offers being signed. The sign and trade aspect of it, that's just always so difficult to actually pull off. So like I don't think we necessarily see more of those, but it has changed the game up. And now where it's August 12th and you still have these guys that are restricted free agents that have not signed, like you mentioned, most of the teams have already shored up their rosters, or you have a team like the Warriors where they are still waiting on Kuminga, so they haven't made any other moves. Like I believe they have 9 guys on their roster as we speak.
Yeah, it's all official. Like they're gonna get Al Horford and Anthony Melton, but like they can't make those moves until they have resolution with Kuminga.
Yeah, so it's a weird holding place. Tim, you have any additional thoughts on those restricted free agents?
I'll put Quentin Grimes with the qualifying offer acceptance.
I can see that.
He balled out when he got over. I can't remember which team he was at, but I remember he was hooping.
He was with Dallas before he was
yeah, and I started seeing like different highlights of him and different TikToks of him towards the end of the year. Like he really did when he landed and when he changed his destination, he did. So I could see him signing his qualifying offer just to kind of like, okay, we got one more. Like they'll probably talk him like, hey, look, I get you was balling, but that finally, like, but give me one more time and I got you. Don't even trip. They lying, but I'm hitting with that.
Weird with that because like Giddey and Grimes were traded for knowing that they needed to get paid right away. So for you to not have that kind of
worked
not
out,
official, but at least like understand like this is like the ballpark that we're operating within.
Giddey, I understand. Grimes, I don't. Giddey had allegations and shit along with him when he got traded with allegations. Quentin Grimes didn't have really shit going on with him outside of them feeling that he wasn't really living up to his potential. So when he got to his next part and he started doing that shit, I don't understand why you wouldn't just give him. Well, probably because it's a flash.
I mean, I think for Philly too, the flash part is a big part of it too. But I think that they're also still kind of in limbo with like, well, what is the real future of Joel Embiid on this team with his health issues? What do we have going on with Paul George? Because right now, given the injury concerns to those players, like their guard rotation is like the strongest part of the roster. And especially if you add Grimes back into that with Maxey, with McCain coming back, with Edgecombe, who they just drafted here, you bring back Grimes, you have a really strong guard rotation. And you probably don't need that because who knows what's going on with the health of the 2 other stars that you were really planning to build around.
All of a sudden, you start building around Maxey now, bro. Like know it's about they probably didn't want to face that reality, but
yeah, it's tough.
Oh, Paul George, which one you gonna do?
Let's head to wrestling here before we wrap up here real quick. I did see Sal say I would be cheerleading in my house if we get Trey Murphy. I'm assuming you're referring to the Bucks, and I completely understand the sentiment because
that's a rumor right now.
No, because he just got paid.
He did just get paid, so he couldn't even get traded until
a year from now.
Yeah, later on. But the concept still remains. Trey Murphy is still like a perfect type of wing that you would want on your team. So I get it. To the wrestling side of things, I got two things for y'all. One, Naomi. She was supposed to defend her title on Raw last night against Io Sky. That did not happen. They said she was out for a medical reason.
She's not medically there to compete.
Yes. And at first I wondered if it was because of that video we saw where she was riding on her suitcase or something and she crashed, which did make me laugh. But
she took a spill, boy.
You could tell, even though it froze and you couldn't see the spill that was taken.
Woo, boy, she ate that motherfucker.
You know what happened. Now we're starting to hear that she might actually be out for some time. And to that, one little disappointment, not sure what the injury is with her or what's going on with her, but the fact that she just got to the title, just starting her title run, like I was hoping to see this just play out. But now I have questions about like what's going to be happening now based on how long she's actually out.
I'm putting the title back on Rhea.
I was saying either that or Io. They've been using Io kind of like a transitional champ. They get like a couple nice matches and then they'll give it to somebody else, and then they brought her back to grab it back because Rhea, they can always throw it on Rhea. I feel like it's one of those they know now. Like we can always put it on Rhea whenever. Like everybody knows, like mommy's on the top, so we'll give different people the chance to. That's what I feel like. Io is more like the kind of how it was with Asuka. Like they didn't have nobody to run with the belt for a minute. They always gave it to Asuka, and Asuka would run with it for a while until they found a new star and put it back. Take it, and then hey, we ran out of Asuka. Here you go again. Here you go another run. She did that with Bianca. She did that with Rhea. She did that with Sasha, Bailey, like all of them. Like so.
I think I saw a clip from last night where they're kind of setting up beef between Io and
because everybody been waiting on that match. Everybody been waiting on Asuka.
Mm-hmm. So I could see it like actually to your point, like putting it on Asuka and then that being like Io has to now overcome her old friend who's now bad guy.
Yeah, that's fair. And real quick to clear up the Trey Murphy thing, Sal said he was paid a few years ago. He was paid last year. It was Herb Jones. They got paid this summer.
Okay. Well, either way, I don't think the belt like that's.
Who knows what Joe Dumars might do?
They got Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver, so who knows? But I don't think they that dumb.
Who knows?
But, okay?
Huh?
That's how much he made. 28 mil okay for Trey Murphy?
Yeah. Especially after what he did last year, he's taking that jump.
It's the new NBA, bro. Like 28 million is like the old 12.
The John Henson joint. The full 15 mil a year guaranteed. Like 15, 3 years for 15 years, shit like that. 65, 35, 45. Damn, too many numbers. All right, we good.
The other thing I wanted to bring out, where do y'all think they're going with the El Grande Americano storyline? Because it's like 3 of them now.
It is. I'm surprised with the third one. Who the fuck is this?
The third one. I knew the 2.
Who was the second one?
Ludwig.
Well, no, I know, but like, what's his name is hurt. So like, they had.
I think Gable has returned.
Oh, okay.
Quote unquote.
I thought he had like a shoulder hit. I don't know.
He had an elbow or something. Like he hasn't returned like in ring. He just popped up to interfere in a match. But then it was another El Grande and then another one. I was like, it's 3 of them now. Like
who the fuck is this?
Who was the third?
He was on the ground looking all weird and shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this third nigga? Oh, come on, bro. That's my boy. Yeah, What the fuck we doing?
All
here?
the Americanos are your boy, or
No,
Chad Gable?
just my nigga. You know, it ain't not all of them niggas. Just my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like dog. When Luke came out, I'm like, who?
Whole different body type. Just.
You're not the same. Yes, I am. Fuck out of here. I mean, him. Why? It's like y'all just said, fuck Gunther, and just go. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this either. I don't know how many we're gonna get to before we finally get our Doink the Clown type of matchup where they're all fighting each other.
It might be all like Deadpool. Like, it's just all different type of Americanos.
We're in the multiverse of Grande
Americanos. Bring all the Americanos.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because I'm curious to see where that one goes. Eric, what was your wrestling question to take us home this week?
Yeah, last year we did this. I don't remember if it was after SummerSlam or Survivor Series, but let's predict WrestleMania 42 title matches. So just the world titles, men's, women's on both shows. Like who's going to be a champion, who's going to be a challenger. If you want extra credit, like tell me who's winning the Rumble. But like let's kind of let's workshop this.
Okay. Which title y'all want to start with?
Let's start with Cody's title because that's the main.
Okay.
Like what is the night 2 main event of WrestleMania?
Oh, with that belt?
I'm gonna assume that that's gonna be.
I would assume Cody is still champion.
Roman.
I think that he is still champion at that point. Because now the way this is all gone down with Cena losing and the sudden face turn and all that stuff, whatever. But I think Cody is still champion at that point. Then it's like, well, who do you have him go up against at that point? You're gonna need a heel that's coming about.
Breaker.
You said who? Braun Breaker, you think?
See, I think I have Braun for the other one. Well, here's the thing, right?
Ooh, like Braun will turn on Seth?
Yeah, like I think that's the Batista Triple H. Like that's the story that they're setting up.
Paul Heyman takes Braun too. Like Heyman is known for taking one motherfucker and just, hey, fuck you, nigga. I know I fucked him over with you, but like the Joker shit. Hey, you kill him kill you. That way nobody's staying. I'm kill you when you're done. Like Paul Heyman is real bad about that. I can see him taking Braun and screwing Seth and making him lose his belt, and Braun Braun can go into the WrestleMania. I don't know how, but somehow he against Cody.
I know you're building up stars, but does Braun Cody feel like WrestleMania, or does that feel like Royal Rumble? Or
if it's Braun, like it has to be Seth because that's the story that they're building now. Essentially, like you can't just have Braun win the Royal Rumble and go into Mania to challenge Cody. Like it has to be part of that story with Seth. But also you had like Seth Roman, which they seem to be kind of setting up now too, which we've never gotten that as a one-on-one match at Mania for a title. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not at Mania for a belt.
That's a WrestleMania match.
That was Backlash, wasn't it?
I don't like they fought obviously one-on-one before. Like they fought the Rumble a couple years ago. But like I think as two of your top stars of the last 15 years, like we need the definitive Seth Roman match. Like
I wonder if by that time it's actually Seth and Punk does get his title back.
I think people are kind of tired of that stuff. Like they might not be, but it just seems like people are kind of like, again, like basically since Punk came back, he's been feuding with Seth like in the background or in the foreground.
Yeah, I feel like the foreground feuding between the two of them though hasn't been as pronounced as it can be. Like that McIntyre feud was like a year and a half, in part because he was hurt, so they just kind of had to keep him involved, and they did a great job with that. But I could see it being Punk and Rollins at WrestleMania, which I think was one of the initial WrestleMania plans they had when he came back initially. Running at 42, that's the championship match for that particular match.
Yeah, getting his belt back.
And then Cody.
Yeah, Cody, I think Roman's the only one that really makes sense at this point. Like
That's what I
this
said, Roman
trilogy, like they're 1-1 each at this point. Like you have a different dynamic now because you have Cody being like the dominant champion, say for Cena's run, and you have Roman now as the good guy. So that adds in a wrinkle, and like maybe now it's just like this is for bragging rights essentially,
right? Something like that. So I could see it going that way.
Yeah.
Tim, why the face?
I was contemplating anybody else who.
I was gonna say, is there anybody else outside of the 4 or 5 guys that we've named like that? You're like, he might be able to challenge for one of the titles, like in the Jey Uso kind of way.
Maybe LA Knight.
It seems like he's kind of getting a quick push right now. So, like
He's had him before, and the fans are behind him too. So it's like they have for a while now.
But,
and the pop is still like watching Raw last night. I was like, oh yeah, the love is still it's still real for LA Knight.
If he was a better wrestler, like I could see this being set up for Karrion Kross to kind of like have his organic kind of yeet movement kind of rise, but
whatever, man, it's terrible
when they bring him back. Because I'm assuming they're gonna bring him back. Like I think he's gonna top out at like IC champion. Maybe.
No, don't ring the bell at all. Like shit, boy. The minute you ring that bell, that motherfucker remind you why you don't watch.
Like honestly, I feel like he needs, and like it's tough because he's 40 now, so you have to push the gas on him at this point. But it's like I feel like he would benefit from like a tag team run where he's just like the hot tag guy. Like he comes in, wreck shop.
Are you talking about Karrion Kross or LA Knight?
Kross.
Okay, just to clarify. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Kross, like I think he would benefit from that, where people kind of like you make him look really good, like I don't know, like Chad Gable type wrestler, where like he takes all the punishment, gets all like the psychology of it is like he's now the one that needs saving, and then he comes in, gets the hot tag, just clears house, does his finisher, and boom, we're done. Like then you can be short and sweet, but also keep him involved in the show, and like maybe that kind of propels him to like that singles run, but like. It's just he's so fucking boring in the ring. Like it's just not.
The person that you're talking about in my mind immediately was Sami Zayn.
And
they're doing their feud, but the type of person that he would need to run with, the type that would take the punishment, get beat up, tell the story in the ring, do the actual wrestling and everything like that, and then tag him in. He's already coming in talking about, I'm trying to save you and change you, and they fired his ass and they bringing him back. So let him finish the story then that y'all brought him back for.
Yeah. That actually makes perfect sense. Like that's the perfect guy. That's exactly the type of role that I was thinking of.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't think it's and thinking about it too. I think Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed might be tag champs come WrestleMania.
Could be.
That too.
If they slow roll it, like if they want to get to the future right away, like it's this year. But like I think it makes more sense to give them kind of a run under Sepha, and then you can kind of build that up for the next year.
Yeah, like I think walking into WrestleMania, it could be a situation where what's the group called? The Vision?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. The Vision. That they all have belts heading into WrestleMania. With Seth having the World Championship, and then the two of them having the tag titles. And who knows? Maybe Bronson Reed is still walking around with Roman Reigns shoes by that point.
You got Shula follow.
We'll see how many shoes the tribal thief has.
He gonna look like a light post in LA before long.
Right. Okay. The women's side. Let me say this. I do not think Tiffy is still champion.
I hope not.
By WrestleMania. This run needs to come to an end soon.
Right. It needs to come to an end 2 weeks ago.
I know that's right. But it didn't. We're still in Tiffy time. I do not think she's still champion, but I don't know who takes it off of her either.
I don't know, like you would think Jay in some way, but like SummerSlam was the perfect moment to have done that. So like I don't know, maybe she turns heel, becomes like a monster heel, and like that's.
They let her go through powerbombing.
Okay, I guess backing up, like what are marquee matches on the women's side that we need to see?
We still need Bianca versus Jade. We haven't seen that one. That's one that's been kind of thrown out there for a bit.
Vakir.
I would mention Stephanie. Like I think Stephanie is going to be a big player going forward.
We need Vakir versus Becky.
I can see Steph being the Royal Rumble winner, and like you said, Becky. Like I think that's a match that people will love to see.
That'll be so. Do you think Becky still be the IC champion at that point, or do you think she moved?
It'll be her big like from since the NXT when because she didn't come in and win the IC title. I don't think did she?
Who?
Vakir.
No,
it was
only had 2 champions.
Yeah, it
was
Ira.
Okay, yeah, then that'll be her next step on top of beating Becky. Like they usually try to use it as a tool to push sometimes. So yeah, I can see her doing that, and then that catapulting her launch. Bailey still sticking around, bothering folk.
Shaolin said he thinks the big push comes for Jade or for Stephanie.
Yeah,
I think Jade is there as a heel. Like I think like her moveset, like her look, everything is just like I'm that bitch essentially. Yeah. Which I think like that would fit. Like have her win the title at some point, turn a heel, and then like have her be a big bag on her Mania. The only like Bianca would be like the ideal opponent, I think, for that.
And they rebranded Charlotte and Liv. I'm not Liv.
Yeah, Bliss. I always do that too. Like Bliss and Liv, for like I know they're different people.
Liv kind of came
in my brain
like, for a second. Like she was mini Bliss for a little bit.
Yeah, but now she feels distinctly different than Alexa, and she had to work for that. Like I give Liv Morgan so much credit, and
for that.
She could probably be back in the title picture too if she's. I'm assuming she's healthy by that point too. Yeah, so like. Liv Morgan made a fantastic champ.
We got to see Liv versus Roxanne.
We do.
We got to see Liv versus Stephanie.
We do. I need that one.
We got to see shit.
Even Rhea versus Stephanie.
We got to see Jade and Bianca still.
I said, yeah, that one. Rhea could be in the picture. EO could still be in the picture by that point.
There's such an embarrassment of riches on the women's side. Like it's.
And they don't know what the fuck to do with them. They're trying to figure it out because they still got tag belts, and you can still figure like again the rebrand with Charlotte and Bliss with the tag team titles. Yeah. That makes fucking sense. You go turn Charlotte into a face. You trying to get her shit back together because she had a whole social media thing going on.
She needed to be a face for a while.
That was a real thing. So
she needed to be a face.
Put up with Bliss, who's been loved and beloved by fans for a while, especially with her connection with Bray now. Like, that's you put them together. She's on par with her because they both been former champs and everything like that. Then they frenemy shit gonna kick off for real. And they eventually have a match against each other with a breakup. But they like you said, they got an embarrassment of riches. But the person the next tag team that should win the belt, like do it like y'all doing with the men's team. Unless y'all gonna give it to a legit tag team, 2 single stars that y'all trying to push, give it to them. Y'all done this 1,000,000 times over. We've seen it in the past. Y'all make tag teams out of singles players, and we'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like Ricochet and Alex
with Charlotte and Alexa in the first place.
It was the whole "What the fuck is this?" But it worked.
Some of the best tag teams, like the ones like we didn't want to be a tag team, and then they become a tag team, and it's like
Team Hell No.
One of my favorites. Team Hell No is one of my favorites still to this day. I'm the tag team. I'm the tag team champions,
and they was cooking. They were
fantastic. Fantastic. But yeah, I don't. The women's side, I think, is even harder to think through than the men's side because there's just so many options. And the men's side was hard because it's like, well, who has the cachet to actually do it? But for the women, it's like, well, how do you pick one? Because you got options.
You put Bianca back in that picture for sure.
She's been out hurt too, so. We'll see.
There's been whispers them trying to have Naomi was trying to have a baby. I don't know too.
Which is what I'm hoping like this absence is about. Like I don't know if I just don't want her to be hurt. So like I hope it is something like happy,
like a happy thing to be out for.
Yeah,
I hope so too. Because I would have loved to also see the Naomi Jade title match just straight up because they got their beef. Like there's still avenues from the three of them, from Jade, from Bianca, from Naomi.
Nia Jax still out.
Hasn't she been in NXT?
She's in NXT, yeah.
Yeah, she's been in NXT. Which
it's
is
so crazy, like how she went from like the world champion for all them months to not being on WrestleMania, basically not having a story for like the last 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was applauding Nia Jax. I felt like her run since she's gotten back to the company has been really, really good. So
I don't know if you saw like the leaked audio from that roast of WrestleMania, like she was saying some stuff. So like she might be in the doghouse. So
they had, you know what? I'm not even gonna do it because WWE, y'all ain't gonna raise my blood pressure with y'all politics. I thought they had a roast schedule for SummerSlam too, but they canceled.
They canceled it. Yeah.
Whatever, y'all. All right. Well, that's the show for the week. We will be back next week, like I mentioned, continuing the NFL previews, talking about the AFC South and the NFC South next week. Talking some more wrestling, NBA as it comes up. Again, everyone dealing with the flooding situations here in the greater Milwaukee area. Thoughts are with y'all, prayers with y'all. If y'all know of any good basement restoration companies, hit your girl up. We need someone to come and clean the basement out. So yeah, if y'all know any restoration companies that can deal with mold and all that type of stuff before it actually forms, let me know the places, because everybody is booked and busy right now. As a reminder, make sure you follow us on our social media platforms at Technical Foul, TECKNICALFOUL on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Technical Foul Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. Drop the comments, drop the likes, share the show. That stuff helps us immensely. So please, please, please do that. And if you would like to follow me personally, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, PSN. 2K is like 3 weeks away, y'all. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, somewhere in there. End of the month comes out. We get 2K in August.
In August? Oh shit!
If you get the pre-order with the 7-day early access, you get the game August 29th. So
it's too much.
Yeah, catch me on these 2K streets, y'all. And again, my family. Y'all know I love y'all because we're going to have our Labor Day shenanigans when 2K has just come out. And if I'm walking away from my game, you know it's because I love you, because 2K weekend is always just 2K weekend. But I'm making an exception this year. At Camille Monet, make sure y'all follow it.
If you want to follow me, don't follow me.
Yeah, just follow the podcast. Follow Take File instead.
It's your boy. Okay, here's
Ken, K Harris 216 everywhere except for Instagram, where he is everyday_gentleman.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me.
So calm, so professional.
It's a nice professional outro.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week.
Hit 'em hard. Let's go. TECK, running back like where's my replay? Got it all in the mix, no DJs. Said it's hard in the game like miscellaneous. Spitting real talk with the entertainment. Other parts I stand the game up, but I get smacked back down like a WrestleMania. Tell them that they better get their nose ready in a home city and get it blocked even on the low setting. And you know what you say, so we never gotta get tight than everybody else. They should get ready. Ain't nobody else doing this like I. Better keep them cameras and microphones hot, cause this one's a vibe. Gotta run this race with my tribe. Going live with the pie. Do it like it's no tomorrow. Came to my ear later. Shout out to my point guard. We about to hit him hard. Got him throwing in the tap. Tell the red blow the whistle. This is Technical File.
New Tech File.